Tell me this, how do you feel about the wrinkles around your eyes? Are you at peace with them? 100% happy, they look smiley, it's okay? Or, like many of us, are you looking to do something about them? Now, there's no doubt that since we've all been forced to wear masks, we have been noticing the upper part of our face more. And I've certainly seen this with my patients. They are much more in tune with changes, whether it's drooping in the upper eyelid, hollowness or darkness underneath, or the dreaded crow's feet. So today I want to talk to you about the things that you can do to address eye wrinkles. Hi guys, I'm Dr. Sam, helping you get closer to great skin days like I've done for thousands of patients in my Harley Street clinic. So eye wrinkles are one of the top concerns for my patients, and I think with good reason. Our eyes are such a central part of our face. They reveal our emotions, our state of well-being, how interested we are in life. So they are a real tool for communication. And when they are bright, sparkly, and the skin around them is beautiful, we feel great about ourselves. But what can we do when we first start to notice those changes that suggest that the skin around the eyes is not quite as perky as it once was? So this happens because the skin around our eyes is the thinnest on the body. And that means that it's highly susceptible to the effects of creasing due to the impact of the muscle underneath the orbicularis oculi muscle, which is a circular muscle which allows us to close our eyes, but is also the one that crinkles up the skin when we smile. Now, because the skin is thin, that squeezing effect etches in lines that over time don't just appear when the skin is moving, when we're smiling, they start to appear at rest. So that is the first thing that we notice, is that the lines don't disappear fully when the skin is in repose. Now, added on top of that is the fact that the skin around the eyes contains elastin. Again, the skin is thinner here. That means less elastin than there might be in other parts of the body, but it makes it more susceptible to the skin changing in terms of losing its snap. Now, this is largely a consequence of sun damage. UVA rays penetrate into the skin and decrease the amount of effective elastin in the skin. And elastin is a bit like the lycra of skin. It gives it its snap and allows it to bounce back. So factor in thinning skin, muscle movement and creasing, and loss of elasticity. And all of a sudden you have an eye area that when you smile doesn't move or settle back to the way it used to. So the first thing you need to do when it comes to preventing and treating eye wrinkles is to preserve your elastin, this precious, precious protein in your skin that gives it its snap and recoil. Now, the most important thing to do here is to ensure that you're properly protected against UVA rays in this area. And it's an area that so often actually gets missed when it comes to sunscreen application. Do not miss out your eye area, people. And if you have sensitive eyes, seek out mineral sunscreen, which tends to be less irritating if you have sensitive eyes or you're sensitive in the skin around your eyes. But it's super, super important that this becomes a daily habit. And it's probably more important than any other step when it comes to preserving the quality of your skin in the eye area. It's often worth seeking out a highly hydrating formula as well, because the fact that the skin moves through the course of the day does mean that product will often try and find its way into creases. And if the product then dries out, leaving a kind of a rough film on the skin, that's when product will tend to collect in fine lines. So I do think that hydration in your sunscreen is really key. Now, when we think about preventing and treating fine lines, we have to talk about collagen. So it is collagen replacement that helps efface lines. That's the term we use when we talk about improving the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. Now, of course, we are always going to have to be considerate of the fact that we are dealing with an area that is more prone to sensitivity by sheer virtue of the thinness. So we know that, for example, our retinoid is the gold standard when it comes to tackling fine lines and wrinkles, but there is a lot of fear around using retinoids around the eye area. Now, the truth is, I don't think there needs to be, as long as you are respectful of your skin's limits. So when someone is starting out on their retinoid journey, I get them to get experience with using it on the thicker parts of their face first, so they understand what their threshold is for tolerance. So they really, have probably already dealt with an experience of it becoming dry and a bit irritable. They've learned how to back away, how to go back in at a lower intensity, whether by reducing the amount, the dilution, or using it less often, or buffering it by wearing their retinoid over moisturizer. So all the same rules apply when it comes to the eye area. Oftentimes, I'll ask them to either use the same retinoid, but diluted by 3 to 4 fold, so it's much less strong, or for ease to use a dedicated retinoid-based eye product where naturally the concentrations are going to be that bit lower. And then it's the same, it's about dosing, so using the same amount standardized through application. It's about the frequency of application. So I will often suggest that someone starts out using their retinoid once every 3 nights or even every 4 nights, and slowly building up until they get as close to daily use as they can tolerate. If that's every other day and that's the best you can do, that's absolutely fine. But it's about feeling where your boundaries lie with the product that you've chosen. And again, using moisturizer. Moisturizer is your friend here, whether it's a layer underneath to dilute it and or a layer over the top with the sandwich technique. So there are lots of ways where you can tease and beguile your eye area into tolerating a retinoid, but slow, steady, incremental is the right way to go. But the great thing is they thicken up the skin, so they make it more crease resistant, so less prone to lines getting etched in. They make the surface brighter, so it makes the area more light reflective and you'll look fresher. And it can help improve the appearance of dark circles too. So what's not to like? Other ingredient groups that can be helpful. Vitamin C can definitely be beneficial when used in the eye area. It tends to be used in the morning. Your retinoid's a nighttime product. And that can really help with collagen assembly, brightening, and as an antioxidant, helping prevent further UV damage. And peptides might well be helpful in this instance. They tend to be very gentle and non-irritant. So they're a good option if your skin can't handle vitamin C or retinoids in particular. So you've put in the foundations with protection, with building thickness and resilience in your skin. In the short term though, don't overlook the benefits of simple hydration. A lot of how moisturizers work is by having a temporary plumping effect on the skin. And those that will work best in the eye area will most definitely be occlusive ingredients like shea, like silicones, like mineral oil that help lock water in for longer, so you get lasting hydration through your day. And if nothing else, that avoids the makeup that you apply to conceal any dark circles from drying out and looking patchy. So definitely take advantage of your moisturizer as a way of enhancing the appearance of your eye area. Now, when it comes to lifestyle changes, probably the most important thing you're going to do is to wear sunglasses diligently. And I have to say, I wear sunglasses almost most of the time that I'm outside, that it's not raining, but a well-fitting, proper UV protection sunglass is going to be a great asset when it comes to keeping the delicate eye area well protected from the insult of UVA damage in particular. Then when it comes to your diet, if we're eating for the health of the skin around our eyes, there are 2 considerations. One, the antioxidant-rich diet, which is going to help us preserve collagen. So that means foods that are bright and colorful, typically berries, dark leafy greens, your orangey fruits and vegetables, so things like watermelon, papaya, sweet potato, all full of ingredients that are going to help maintain thick, healthy collagen, which is going to help reduce the tendency to form wrinkles around the eyes. The other aspect of eating for health of our skin around our eyes is hydration. So that's foodstuffs that are going to help us support healthy skin barrier function. That means nuts, that means flaxseed supplements, that means oily fish. And then the other aspect of a healthy eye area that minimizes the appearance of wrinkles is when our barrier is working well. And we can support healthy skin barrier by consuming nuts and seeds, oily fish. Flaxseed supplement can help support that into your porridge, and even avocados and chia seeds. Those are all foods that are rich in essential fatty acids that build healthy cell membranes and ensure our skin barrier works well. So that reduces transepidermal water loss and keeps skin looking dewy and hydrated. So those are the tips that I have found over the years that have made the biggest impact on eye wrinkles. Not to say that there's anything wrong with them, but just to help keep them in check so they don't start to distract and take over the face. Of course, they signify happy emotions, which is why a lot of people don't want to do anything at all about them. But if they bother you, I think that simple approach combining skincare and lifestyle changes can make a significant difference. If they're bothering you a lot, then there's always Botox. I've done a separate video on this, but I think these small but meaningful steps that we implement ourselves and have control over every day are certainly the right place to start when it comes to managing the problem. So I hope you like this video. It's first in a series of videos dealing exclusively with the eye area, and I can't wait to share next week's installment with you too, so stay tuned for that. I'll see you again very soon. Bye for now.